it may be over for Representative Matt Gaetz.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
According to a new ABC News report released on Wednesday, the House Ethics Committee, the investigators have reportedly conducted a string of interviews with numerous women who happen to have been witnesses in the years-long Justice Department sex trafficking investigation into Representative Matt Gaetz. Now, they interviewed about a half a dozen women who allegedly attended these parties, where the Florida congressman was also present, and who were paid by Joel Greenberg, Gaetz's one-time close friend and associate, and now cooperating witness. Greenberg happened to have been sentenced in 2022 to 11 years in federal prison after pleading guilty to multiple charges, including sex trafficking a minor and introducing this minor to other adult men. Now, we already know all of this part, right? So what's new here is that there is a woman whom ABC News is not identifying who told a committee that a Venmo payment from Gaetz to her was indeed for sex. So, yes, he had paid, allegedly, this woman for a sexual encounter. Now, the report does not detail if it was the minor or not. Now, Greenberg had previously told investigators that they were in contact, that they had sexual contact. But here's the thing. The report does not say that this woman was the minor. Okay. That would make the biggest difference here to me. I'm one of those people that thinks that sex work should be legal, regulated, and where workers are either unionized or in worker-run co-ops. Okay? And that actually protects sex workers, right? I don't care if one adult pays another adult who is consenting for sex. I'm not talking about sex trafficking that's completely different than legalized prostitution. Okay, let's be honest. I also don't care as much about illicit drug use at parties or really anywhere else. I mean, to think that members of Congress aren't actually getting high in their off time, it's a bit naive. I think we know that a lot of them probably do this. In fact, Madison Cawthorn had basically spilled the tea on that one already. Why do you think his career is gone?
Bing, 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 boom. It's gone.
But just because I don't care personally, that does not mean that it's not currently illegal, all right? Because it is. If only there were a group of power, people in power in positions where they could actually, change that. They could change the laws, like perhaps a legislative body or something. I know it would be really weird if they could change those laws. If there was a group of people that could do that. But oh wait, he is a member of one of those. But look, that kind of just proves and shows you that those laws are for you and I, not really for them. That is, unless, of course, you embarrass them and you give them a hard time, which Matt Gaetz has actually been pretty good at doing. Not for our benefit, of course. Now, Matt Gaetz, for example, he got rid of Kevin McCarthy. Now, Kevin McCarthy happens to have been one of the biggest fundraisers on the Republican side, meaning that Republicans lost someone who was very connected to the donors because of Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz wanted to get rid of this ethics investigation that Kevin McCarthy didn't start, nor did he have the power to actually stop. And so he's like, I'm not going to get involved in this investigation. Like, who cares, right? It's not my job. My job is to raise money from the donors to give to my Republican colleagues and to keep power. That's really it. And Gaetz is like, no, you're going to stop this investigation or I'm going to get rid of you. And so, well, you saw what happened. Now, of course, as a result, the first quarter of the year, 2024, Democratic committees actually outraised Republicans because they didn't have those donors. They had all that chaos with trying to find a new Speaker of the House, and it ended up with MAGA Mike Johnson, who hasn't been much better. So now you could point out and say, well, look, okay, that's fine, but Trump has raised a lot of money, so it's not going to matter, right? Not for down ticket Republicans. None of the money that Trump has raised is going to go to regular Republicans. No, it's going to go to Trump. It's going to go to his legal fees, okay? But that's why getting back to the point, why Republicans are actually okay with investigating and punishing Gaetz for any of these alleged indiscretions, which I'm sure are very well widespread on Capitol Hill. I mean, once again, to think there isn't a lot of
Sexual anarchy.
going on in Congress along with drugs, come on, you all know better. You all know better. But anyway, no, not only do they apparently have some dirt on Gaetz, okay, in the form of multiple witnesses and Venmo payments and information, but they're apparently willing to use it even if the Department of Justice wasn't. Because remember, the Department of Justice investigated this already, and they dropped it, weirdly. And they're not being very cooperative when it comes to the House ethics investigation, which is really weird. They've resisted turning over information, which means that Gaetz might have friends in high places looking out to protect him. A friend, for example, or a relative like Don Gaetz, known as Papa Gaetz, okay? He is a very influential Florida Republican, okay? Very influential, very big donor, okay? And in fact, one political operative told Politico on the condition of anonymity of Don Gaetz, quote, "There are a lot of people who owe him favors." And added, they are repaying those favors by staying silent about his son. So look, hey, some of those people who might owe Don some favors might be in the DOJ. After all, it's not like there aren't any Republican or Trump holdovers in the Department of Justice, right? I'm sure there are. But that said, at the end of the day, it looks as though there's only so much that Don Gaetz, Papa Gaetz, can do in the face of this ethics investigation, because his son went and pissed off the wrong people, okay? Again, there are witnesses, there are Venmo receipts, there's Paul Greenberg, who has been a huge help. He's a cooperating witness. So, I mean, a lot of this points out the fact that maybe not even Daddy can come save him. That said, of course, we don't know. We don't know what will be in the final report. And so we're gonna have to see what comes out at the end. But right now, it looks as though Gaetz might be cooked. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.